What is going on, everyone? Nick here, and welcome back to Spellcaster University, where we are in Pirateville, and we gotta make friends with the pirates. We will eventually. But other than that, we're kind of just chilling. We have the bodyguard mage, which again is one that's we're just gonna hope one of the archmages, god damn it, what the archmages can get. And other than that, we're not super worried about it. Worst case is we 2-star, and that's fine. But yeah, we'll take the trophy room. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet, but we'll take it. What is it we need? We need 600 alchemy, so we don't have that yet. We could wait, but I also want to get the king boosted up. Yeah, just give me plus 10. There we go. I don't know what the hell happened to the sound. There's no music. Music, come back. I don't know what's going on. Weird. I mean, the game isn't perfect. We all know that. Sometimes there's just no music for some reason. But that's okay. Let's do the counselor's office, I guess. We'll put it next to the jail. I feel like that makes sense. There's something about that just feels correct. Alright, we'll put all 7 years into the blue bodyguards and then everybody else into the brown sheep. There we go. Okay. Alright, we're getting back. It's been a little while since I recorded this, so we're getting back into it. But yeah, we're having a good time. We're chilling. Shouldn't be anything too crazy. And hopefully, oh, we do get a refectory. Which I probably want, but I probably want to hold on. Although this seems like a decent spot up here. Why can't I put it right here? Is there a reason? Do I really? Oh yeah, because I can't go up. Oh, I see. Okay. So we could do it here. That feels like it's very ugly, but I think that's actually a good spot. We'll fill in otherwise. At least hopefully. Hopefully I remember to do that. But yeah. Should be fine. Ooh, let's get a wolf maker. Put it down here. Why not? Oh. Now I did I feel like I'm in a weird spot this week. I've realized that I hate working later in the day. And by that I mean, like, it's not a case where I wake up and then just go to work. I'm only taking this just because I could have taken the interdimensional room, but I feel like we need some teachers to get better. But I hate working later in the day because I feel like my entire day revolves around waiting to go to work. And I feel like that's not particularly fun. And so I'm very low energy this week. And that's probably bad. But the fact I start work at 4, but then because it's at 4 and I live in the Bay Area where there's a ton of traffic, I had to leave my house by like 2:45 instead of the 15-minute drive it would normally be. So now it's like a 45-50-minute drive. And I just hate having my entire day be like, all right, we're waiting on, oh, you know what? That's all put in there. Although there's literally, we'll wait. But yeah, I've realized I hate that. I hate that completely. Like, it just feels like my entire day is just one slow crawl to eventually having to leave to work. Like, I'd way rather, like, my ideal is wake up and within 2 hours you go to work. Like, that is what I want. Then I want to come home and relax and, like, not feel like I should go to bed right away. Or like last night I came home and, like, the wife was already asleep, and so I had, like, tiptoe, and so it was just like, you know, I'd rather like get up early, go to work, and then come home at a decent time and still have, like, the rest of my day. I can't do the PM shift stuff. I had to do it right now just because I'm doing training stuff, but it's definitely, once I am fully trained and can just train on my own, it is definitely not something I'm going to do. Because it's not fun. Plus, it's just like, I don't know, there's something depressing about watching the sun go down at work. And I mean, in theory, or not in theory, but just in general, I do watch it go down every weekend. Oh, a zombie. That's interesting. I watch it go down every weekend, but that's like 2 days. It's such a long shift that makes sense. When it's just like an everyday thing, and you're just like there watching the sun go down while you do your like 6 hours of work, that shit's so depressing. Which is, you know, a bummer. Ooh, private bedrooms. We'll take that. And we'll put it over. We'll slide it into here. Why not? Make it a little bit more even. But yeah, that shit, it ain't for me. Ain't for me at all. And I'll be very happy after this week too. Hopefully not have to do it too often. Cause it's just like, man, I don't know. Like, some people love that, and I'm just like, I don't get it. They're like, oh, when it's, you know, when everybody's busy outside, we get to be, you know, at work, and then you know, you go shopping in the morning, so that the shops are empty. But it's just like, I mean, the shops being full aren't really that big of a deal. Like, normally you can work around that. I'd way rather be home at like 6 p.m. than to be working. But you know, I guess that's it, to each their own thing. I'm just like, my ideal, like, if I'm doing, because when we train students at my job, it has to be, or it doesn't have to be, but it's supposed to be 6 hours. Because if you could, at least in California, if you're under 6 hours, you don't have to give them a 30-minute break, so you just kind of plow through the material, go home. As my ideal is 8 to 2. 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Because then it's like, both ends, you're kind of missing traffic. And then you're also just like, you get to, for me, like, I had to be there a half hour early and a half hour after. So it's really 7:30 to 2:30 for me. But it's just like, that's perfect because I still have so much of my day left. And it's not like ridiculously early to where it feels like garbage waking up at that time. Because I'll wake up at like 6, be out of the house by like 6:45. Just gotta like get into work early. But yeah, it's just like, I'd way rather do that. And sadly, the person that I am co-teaching with does not like that. So, and he has the seniority, so I lost when picking times for these classes. But that's okay. It's only a week. It's only a couple times I'll have to put up with this bullshit. And we already won started with alchemy. That's good. Here's some waffles, guys. Have a good time. Have a good time. Also, this is a hard tangent as well. Me and a couple friends, you know, we try to play video games like every week together. Just as like a, you know, find a reason to hang out. If we're not going to go play Warhammer together, then we'll play some video games. And for the first time in a very long time, I had like an absolutely deflating moment in a video game, like a moment where I was just like, I'm done with this game. I'm pretty sure I'm just done. And one of my friends was even like, I'm uninstalling, like, we're done. And that game was fucking Sea of Thieves. We recently all bought into the Game Pass. I mean, I had it because of YouTube. But they didn't, and I was like, oh, you know, we didn't really know what to play, so I was like, let's just grab the Game Pass and then, you know, play something on Game Pass. And so we're like, okay. So we played like a weird dinosaur game and like some other stuff. And they're like, oh, let's try Sea of Thieves because it's like, you know, the hotness, or at least it was. It's not as much anymore, but you know, at one point it was like the shit to play. And so we're like, okay, so we play. We jump in, we're you know, we got our little, like, not the big galleon, but whatever the second ship is, like the 3-person ship, because it was only 3 of us. And we're, you know, doing our little missions, going up, digging up treasure. It's a good time. We're having a decent time. And then we find, like, this thing they call a stronghold, which is basically, like, you have to do, like, wave defense against a bunch of bosses. And we're like, okay, that's not that difficult. I mean, that's a lie. It was difficult. Our ship sank. Like, at one point, I had to just full sprint around the island and stay alive until they resurrected. And, like, it was a whole thing. And it took like maybe like an hour. And it was just like, it was like such a fucking hassle. Our ship kept getting hit, and it was kept trying to sink, and just all this shit. And then we finally, after like so much time, beat this boss, like this wave thing. And the final boss summons like meteors and shit, and it's just like a whole thing. And we finally beat it. It's like this cathartic moment. You get a key. The key opens up a room that has like a bunch of chests in it. And we go to start loading up all the chests. And then, of course, because it's, you know, Sea of Thieves, it's all about pirates. Literally, like, we didn't even have time to load more than maybe 5 chests onto our boat. And that's out of, like, probably, like, 30 chests. Like, it was a lot of chests. A player or a group of players who have very clearly been playing for a long time, they had, like, a fully decked out customized ship. It was the huge ship. There's 4 of them. You know, they literally just swung up out of nowhere, broadsided our ship in a matter of seconds, sunk us, killed us, took every ounce of treasure we had. And like, it was one of those things where it's like, and maybe this is just me getting old, but it was just like, I get that that's part of the game where it's like, oh, you can be attacked on open seas because there's pirates. But it's just like, we just did a boss fight. And to have all of our winnings after this, like, super long, tedious boss fight, to have it wiped away in the matter of seconds, all because the game was like, oh, they just finished, so we're gonna let people, be generated near them. Like, people will now enter our instance. Like, nobody came to help us fight the boss, because God forbid. But the second we finished, we had somebody, you know, spawn into our instance of the game and then immediately broadside and kill us. It was just like, it was so deflating, and we were just sitting there, and, you know, one of my friends was like, I'm just uninstalling, like, I'm over it. And I was just like, yeah, like, maybe it's just like I'm losing that competitiveness with my age or whatever, but I was just like, that wasn't fun. Like, it was like the equivalent of like doing like a World of Warcraft raid, and then having like you finally beat the raid, and some fucking camping outside the raid Andes fucking, you know, jump your party the second you exit the raid and take all of your loot. Like, that shit would be so fucking frustrating. And that's exactly what it was. So we just all ended up uninstalling the game, and we're just like, you know what? Kind of fuck this game. And I haven't had like, it's been so long since I had a moment like that, where I was just like, you know what? Fuck this game. It is either actively going against me, it's pay to win. And obviously this wasn't an instance where it's pay to win. This is just an instance of like, there should have been some kind of protection. Like, there should have been something we could have done. And it was just like, we were outclassed, we were outnumbered. There was just nothing we could do. And they just very conveniently spawned the second we finished the boss. And it's just like, okay, I guess this is what we're dealing with now. And yeah, it was very, very annoying. Magical theory oh, it's that, okay. But yeah, that was my experience. That was my first and last experience with Sea of Thieves. Because I really doubt we're ever going back to it. And, you know, maybe that was like horrible luck or whatever, but just the chance, just the like fact that it could happen was just like, why would I try then? if I could just, you know, like, yeah, I could get in a boat and just go from island to island, skipping any quests and trying to, you know, get people, you know, try to find people who have done quests and then just steal from them. Like, I get it's a pirate game, but it's just like, that's also just not fun for the people who just want to do the quest and be a pirate. And there's not really an offline mode where you can just kind of go around and do the stuff, which was, you know, not ideal. would have much preferred if we had the chance to actually like reap the rewards of our hard work, but no, God forbid. God forbid. It's very annoying. Have you guys ever had a deflating, just like a super deflating moment in gaming? Because like outside of that, the only times I've really had that issue is like mainly pay to win stuff. Like I play on the channel Marvel Strike Force, and for a long time I played a very similar game that was Star Wars themed called Galaxy of Heroes. But that game is just like, it was just so easy to pay to win. And I mean, Marvel Strike Force is too, but they still give you enough as a free-to-play player where like you can compete. And I think that's why it's fun to do the free-to-play series. It's more difficult, but you can still do it. I also shouldn't have put this here. I just realized I put that next to trophy room. Too busy yapping. But that's okay. I'm not really tripping. Give me the Lord of Evil rep. But yeah, like when something's pay to win, or like the game that has like the worst system in my opinion, is the NBA 2K games, where if you make a my career player, which is like it's just like it's like creating a new character on like Skyrim. Like I'm trying to think of it in terms of like people who don't play sports games. But you just make your character and you go through like the league and stuff like that. They start you off as like this absolute fucking dog shit overall, where like your person can't make a basket, but then in the story you're supposed to be like the #1 pick in the draft and like this stud, and like, you know, everybody loves you and you're gonna go to whatever team and save them. But then you're out in the court and like you can't hit any shots because they made you such a low overall. And it's because they want you to buy their stupid in-game currency, so that you can, you know, improve your player quicker when you already paid $60 for the goddamn game. And it's just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, absolutely not. Like, I have thought, like, the newest game just came out recently, and every year I end up buying it on sale or whatever, like later in the season. But I thought about buying it on release because I was like, okay, the story mode actually looks like funny and like decently done this year. There's like the State Farm guys in it, like a bunch of random shit. It's like, you know, that seems fun, but it's just like when I think about the like stupid microtransaction-y bullshit that they want you to do in a game that you already paid for, it's just like, why would I do that? You know? It doesn't entice me anymore. Let's do a dungeon. Why not? I know we'll probably end up sacrificing some students that we don't want to, but honestly, whatever. I guess ideally we don't sacrifice any of the blue students. We'll just sacrifice the brown students. It will take you. Why not? Ooh, you have a high enchantment. Let's do that. Do we have any sacred magic people? We do. I don't love any of these guys. I mean, this dude's okay. We'll take him in the front. So many people have decent enchantment. About elementalism. I know we have decent elementalism. I mean, this is actually not terrible. Let's do this student. We'll let them make it rain. And let's get... Do we have a good necromancy? Ooh, we do. Ooh, this student's absolutely coming along for the ride. You can be up here and you can do necromancy. Alright, let's do it. Time to sacrifice some children, shall we? Let's go ahead and go. Give me that absolutely plus 60. Okay, we shred pretty good, especially with the necromancy girl. She seems pretty solid. Let's get a phoenix feather, just because we should be able to shred these guys pretty quick. Yep. A deep folk should be able to open it. Was it the ritual pool? Yeah. Yeah. Let's not bother with the chicken. Force it open. I don't think we need a finger of death yet. It should be fine. Ban! Let's see. So we already got the plus 60, so let's get the crypt in the shadow room. Oh, we do really good damage, all things considered. Because we do all direct damage. I think that's the problem with the druidism, is it's not... This is a weird one. I hope we can do this one rather quick. Yeah, there we go. Because that one, at higher levels, that rat one's very difficult. Let's retrace our steps. We get Armillary Sphere, Lunar Calendar, a bunch of rep. Let's get the rep. Should be able to handle this without much issue. Yeah. Easy. Alright, let's get... We want the scrolls and stuff. Wow, we paralyzed all of them. That's very good. There we go. Now we got a ton of stuff. The deep folk will find a way. Let's see. Potion workshop. We get a bunch of potions. Let's do the potion workshop one. Can we finger death? We can't finger death him. We can finger death the cultist, which we're gonna do. Just because he's gonna be a pain in the ass to get through. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's way more of a pain in the ass than I even thought he would be. Let's do that. That was wild. Let's do this, and let's celerity the stunlock girl, I guess. Ooh. Wow, she barely got any stuns off, which is wild. Definitely not ideal. Let's get a Plains telescope. A deep folk will be able to open it. Search the pool. Give me all the deep folk. Go. Let's see. Oh, it's risky because we're already down a student. Give me the criticality prism. Let's try to take these cultists, I guess. Although the painting and the scale is really good. I think we could get this. Let me finger a death one of these guys. Celerity. This girl. Petrify. And go. Oh my god. Yes. Let's follow him. Why not? Bunch of wargs, which is a problem. This is probably where we're gonna die. Let me do this. And there's a small chance we survive. Oh, the answer is nay. We do not survive. Yeah, that one was just, again, we're just going until we can't. And we found our limit quickly. That's okay. That is a-okay. Because remember, there's no consequence to sacrificing children. That's what this game is teaching us. And now let's read through rewards. Oh, you know what I should do? Damn it. I'll do it in a second. Because we have so many deep folk, I should absolutely charge them more. There we go. Let us just get all the deep folk. And what's nice is this, they'll all reduce the Lord of Evil when they graduate. So all these 1 to 3 years, actually not complaining about. Like, they should actually be fine. Boom. We can upgrade our crypt. Upgrade our shadow room. Potion workshop. The Da Vinci thing. The Plains telescope. Let's put this... I want to put this in... Can we put this in the assassination room? No. Oh wait, yes we can. So we can do that. Beautiful. Alright, let's get all these guys in here. Should be fine. We have so many students now. But I feel like that's kind of okay. You know? Like, we should be able to make this work. We have all the students we could possibly want. Beautiful. Put a painting in the library. Put a scale in the counselor's office. Put a spell book in the crypt. Armillary sphere. Right here. The criticality prism. In here, sure. And we just have unicorn. Cool. Okay. We have so much money too, so let's go to the pirates and be like, yo dog, how about 1,000 gold for 20 love? Thank you for your 20 love, good sir. Much appreciated. There we go. Alright. You know, considering we sacrificed a bunch of students, feel like that went pretty well. Feel like that went decently well. Let's see, bright side, there we go. But yeah, back to random nonsense topics. I just hate when games try to force you to pay. and not just for the let me rephrase that. I hate when games that already charged you a purchase price make you pay for seemingly essential things. Like with making your player better in NBA 2K. And I mean, like, stuff like FIFA is like that too. They're all kind of in that same cesspool of we're going to try to milk sports fans for all their money. And sadly, a lot of them buy it, which is why it keeps happening. Now, I am somebody who I am absolutely like a cosmetics whore. I love cosmetics. I also love boosts. As far as like Final Fantasy goes, I've boosted like 4 classes because they were on sale at one point. And then, of course, I play none of them. So that's great. But cosmetics, I'm fine with. Like, if it's not essential and I personally want to make my character have fucking big-ass angel wings or something, then I am down to do that. Like for my wife's birthday, I got her a bunch of stuff out of the cosmetic store on Final Fantasy 14. Obviously some other stuff too, but like that was one of the things I got her and she was like hyped, and like I like that kind of stuff I'm down for. It's when, you know, your character's bad, or like it's gonna take you, like in some cases, like the reason I quit the Star Wars mobile game was because if I didn't buy this like $100 like they called it like a hyperlight pack or something like that, or a warp speed pack or some shit like that. Where it was $100 and it got you to max level and to a bunch of end game content. But it was just like, if I didn't take that, it would take me a year of game time, and that's playing every day, like doing the mission stuff every day to get to that point. Ugh. And yeah, I was just like, I can't justify that one. Can't at all. Something was in my throat. Ugh, sorry. Wash down some coffee. But yeah, I just don't have the patience for shit like that anymore. Not that I did as a kid either. I think a big part of it is I grew up poor. So like, and even now I don't have a ton of money. And so, like, for me, the cosmetic side, I think part of it is that, like, I remember playing a bunch of games where, you know, everyone had, like, the big one that sticks out to me is League of Legends when it first came out, where everyone had, like, the super dope skins for all their characters, and I just had, like, you know, basic bitch Tarek, or, like, you know, the horrid base skin of Alistair. Stuff like that, where it was just like I looked like a pleb. I was like, you know, everybody's out here flexing their, like, you know, tech Jaina or whatever the hell, And I'm over here like a fucking peasant, like, oh, I'll heal you, master. Like, no. That's not what I want. Give me the cosmetics. Let me look good. And yeah. But that's also gotten me in trouble at times. Like, when I got my first job, I spent my first paycheck on nothing but League of Legends cosmetics. Which is, like, really bad. And then even when I played League of Legends, like, semi-amateur, where I was, like, on a team, and won, like, a little bit of money, I literally put all the money I won back into the game for skins. And it's just like, why would I just pay them my winnings? That makes no sense. But I was just like, oh, gotta look pretty. But whatever. At the time, I enjoyed it. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? Right. That's how you justify horde spending. Just be like, I look pretty. It's okay. But yeah, I don't know. I'm into cosmetics, which is ironic because in real life I'm super like I don't want to buy shit in real life. Like I don't really enjoy spending a ton of money. Again, I think that comes from being poor growing up. But like all my clothes like are like pretty cheap. And it's just like, I'm just not tripping really over having like super fancy stuff in real life. Like every once in a while I'll splurge, like if it's a comfort thing or if it's like a high quality item. Or like if for some reason I have reward points that I need to spend. Like I just bought like $60 slippers, which I know sounds ridiculous because it is. But I had a like $50 gift thing from Men's Warehouse for buying my suit there for my wedding. And I was like, what do I like? There's not a lot you can get at Men's Warehouse for $50. Like normally, and I mean, I get it that that's the idea is that they want you to be like, oh, this is $50 off another suit. But for me, who doesn't need another suit, because I bought a suit that wasn't like wedding specific necessarily, I was just like, I don't know what the hell to buy. And so I saw these fucking Ralph Lauren polo slippers and was like, hell yeah, I can't wear shoes in the house. Like I had to have house shoes. Like that's wife rule. Which I get, having your shoes on in the house is gross to me. But sometimes I don't want to walk around in socks, and wife doesn't like me walking around barefoot. Because dirty feet or whatever. But so I'm just like, okay, I have some like real cheap like Walmart slippers. I was like, let me treat my feet. Let me treat my feet with these reward points. Why not? So in the mail I got some Ralph Lauren slippers coming. I'm just like I don't my daily walking shoes aren't even as much as these slippers. Like I think they're like $20 at Marshall's, which is probably not ideal. Like ideally you probably have some decent walking shoes, which I really should get, but I also like I spend money on my work boots. Like I feel like that's the more important one. Like my work gives me like $100 like, oh, you could get $100 off your boots, or you could just buy boots that are cheaper than $100 and they'll pay for them. But I'm like, hell no, let me get those boots that are waterproof, comfort insoles, 200 something bucks. Hell yeah, let me walk around in the Lamborghini of composite toe boots. That is my goal. But then my walking shoes are like, ah yes, the pleather knockoff Chucks from Marshall's. Like it's just like something's wrong here. Hey, we got an Archmage. Nice. Oh, we are starting to get this is Blueburbs, right? I think so. Or no, not Blueburbs, the Guardian one. We're not getting any bodyguards. This is not what I expected. I mean, I guess it's not that big a deal, but still, you'd like it to be. You have so many librarians and craftsmen. I'm gonna if there's other options for passives, I'm gonna re-roll to it, or at least try to. Because yeah, we're getting a little out of control as far as how many like librarians and craftsmen we have. I don't need a million of them, just need a couple. Yeah, portal magic assassination potions. I feel like ones like this where it's like it's 3 from different categories is just hard to get. I mean, that's obviously why there's only a 3 requirement, but yeah. But all right, I'm gonna get out of here. You know, if you guys want to start, that's not the right, a discourse, that's not really what it is. But the questions of the day. A, what's a game that has made you just fucking uninstall? Like it did with me and my friends with Sea of Thieves. Or even if you didn't uninstall, but like a very specific event triggered the end of you playing something. Like, I'm trying to think of an example of that. Like for me, when I got to max level in World of Warcraft, what was it, Battle for Azeroth, or whatever the hell that expansion, that fucking whack-ass expansion was. Or even, actually, no, going even further back, the Warlords of Draenor expansion, when I realized that I was just going to sit in my stupid compound thing like I'm in Honey, I Joined a Cult. And, like, I just micromanage a bunch of NPC characters, and that's the entire expansion. Like, I played it for a little bit, but I knew that that was, like, the end of me playing World of Warcraft. And I went back to try to fall back in love with it a couple times, but it just never stuck. And I think that expansion was what like broke the camel's back. So if you've ever had an uninstall moment or one of those moments, you know, what was your game? I'm curious, because I know some people have said games that like I love. Like I know Final Fantasy 14, a lot of people don't make it through the initial expansion, the A Realm Reborn, because it's a bit slow. So I get that. And then the other one is what is your, like the slippers I just bought, what is your like weird, like I'm just gonna spend a bunch of money on this one specific thing just cuz. Or for me it was like, you know, the gift certificate, but what was like a weird comfort item that you're down to spend money on that's not like work related, like my boots. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this. But I'm gonna get out of here. Also, just a heads up, next week I'm finally coming back to streaming. I'll make a separate video talking about that, but I'm gonna be the reason I haven't been back to streaming, and I know I'm just dragging out this goddamn video, but the reason I haven't been back to streaming is because with my new position, my schedule is different every week, and I was like, I don't want to stream and then not be able to keep a consistent schedule. But I've been watching a bunch of VTubers lately because anime girls, and I realized they have it figured out. You just do weekly schedules, and so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do weekly schedules. So every week my stream times will be different, but by Sunday you guys will know what my stream schedule is for the week. Because by Sunday I will know what my schedule is for the week. So yeah, so streaming's coming back next week, probably with the New World, just because that releases. I honestly might play NBA 2K. Because I have an idea of what I want to do with that, just because I want to see the story. But yeah, so you know, if you haven't followed, follow the Twitch. The link should be in the description. If it's not, it's just Nicholas Snack. I have decent brand recognition across platforms, so yeah. But I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. So yeah.